My name is Lena. I am 28 years old. I live in a small house with my mother. People say we are close, and we are, but there is always something between us, something I cannot understand. My mother is kind, gentle, but quiet. She never talks much about her past. When I was a child, she always smiled and said, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." But sometimes I saw sadness in her eyes, like she was hiding a heavy secret. I grew up believing my father died before I was born. That's what she told me. I never saw his pictures, never heard his voice. When I asked about him, she said, "He was a good man, Lena. That's all you need to know." I believed her, until one day everything changed. It was a cold evening in November. I came home early from work because the shop closed for rain. When I entered the house, the lights were dim. I saw my mother sitting near the window, holding an old photograph in her hands. She didn't see me. Tears rolled down her face. I stood quietly for a moment. I had never seen her cry before. Then I softly said, "Mom, are you okay?" She quickly wiped her tears and smiled. "Oh, Lena, you're home early. It's nothing, I'm fine." But I could see she was not fine. She hid the photo under her pillow before I could see it. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something inside me said, "She's hiding something." The next morning, she left early for work. I sat alone in her room. For a moment, I felt guilty, but curiosity was stronger. I lifted the pillow, and there it was, a small box made of dark wood. I opened it slowly. Inside were some old letters tied with a red ribbon and one faded photo. In the photo, my mother looked young, maybe my age, and beside her stood a man with kind eyes and dark hair. But he was not the man from our family pictures. He was someone else. I opened one of the letters. It said, "My dearest Anna, I dream of the day we can be together again. I promise our love will never die. Yours forever, William." William. That name hit me like lightning. Who was William? I had never heard that name before. My hands started to shake. Was this the man from the photo? Was he my real father? That evening, when my mother came home, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I said quietly, "Mom, who is William?" Her face turned white. She looked at me for a long time, then sat down on the couch. After a deep breath, she said, "You found the box, didn't you?" I nodded slowly. Tears filled her eyes. She said, "Lena, I never wanted you to find out like this." I didn't speak. I just waited. Then she began to tell me everything. "Before I met the man you know as your father," she said, "I was in love with someone else. His name was William. He was kind, poor, and full of dreams. We wanted to marry, but my parents didn't allow it. They said he had no money, no future." Her voice broke. "Your grandfather forced me to marry another man, a man with a good job, a man who could take care of me. That was the man you called your father." She paused and looked down. "But before the wedding, I found out I was pregnant with William's child." I felt my world stop. I whispered, "Mom, does that mean—" She nodded slowly. "Yes, William is your real father." I sat there frozen. My mother started to cry. "I never told anyone. Your stepfather knew the truth, but he loved you like his own. He raised you. He protected you. I was afraid to tell you because I didn't want to destroy your memories of him." I felt tears fall down my face. I didn't know what to say. Everything I believed about my life, my family, was now different. The next few days were strange. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I kept seeing that photo of the man with kind eyes, William, and wondering if he ever knew about me. Then, one day, while looking through the box again, I found another letter, one that looked newer. The date was only 2 years ago. "Dear Anna, I am back in town now. I wish to see you once more before it's too late. Please, if you still think of me, come to me. William." My heart raced. He was alive 2 years ago. Why didn't she meet him? I decided to find out. I used the address on the letter. It was a small care home outside the city. I took a bus there the next morning. My hands were cold as I walked to the front desk. I asked, "Excuse me, is there a man named William here?" The nurse looked sad. She said softly, "He passed away last month." I froze. Then she added, "He left a letter for someone named Anna. Are you related?" I nodded slowly. "Yes, she's my mother." She handed me a small envelope with shaking hands. That evening, I gave the letter to my mother. She looked at it for a long time before opening it. Tears filled her eyes as she read it. I asked, "What did he say, Mom?" She smiled weakly. Her voice broke. "He said he never stopped loving me. He said he hoped to see his daughter one day, just once." I felt tears on my face. I said, "He wanted to meet me." She nodded. "I know, but I was afraid. I didn't know how to face the past." We cried together that night, mother and daughter, both broken by truth, both healing through love. A few months later, my mother got sick. The doctor said her heart was weak. She smiled at me and said, "Don't be sad, Lena. Now you know everything. I have nothing to hide." She held my hand and whispered, "Remember, I lied not because I didn't love you. I lied because I wanted to protect you." Those were her last words to me. She passed away peacefully that night. At her funeral, I placed all the letters and the photo in her hands. I whispered, "Now you can meet William again."